Hi, so today let's look at stomach massage series. I'm on a peak system, so I have all of my springs on except for the heaviest, which means for peak I've got on 2 yellows and 2 blues. And I also have my foot bar adjusted down to where it's sitting down on the lower level. So you want to come into a rolling like a ball position. I'm going to have my toes up on the foot bar with my feet in a V, and I have my tailbone tucked under me so that my pelvis is rocked back, and I'm lifting in my C curve, in my spinal shape. So I want to make sure that I'm not collapsed heavy down on my hips. I want to feel like I am trying to create space in my spine. So I'm going to feel like I'm trying to lift my ribs up off of my hips, pull my ribs and abdominals back in towards my spine to really flex my spine and to open up the backside of the body. The hands come against the front edge of the carriage. Now this should feel like some work to be here in this position. So if you're too far back, it'll feel like it's just really easy to sit here. If you're too far forward, you're going to feel like you're hanging back from your arms. So you have to find that sweet spot for you, depending on what your hip mobility is and your strength to hold your spine up and your shoulders to curl over your hips without falling back behind yourself. Remember that your neck and head are the top of your spine. So you want to keep that length and that curve going from your tailbone out through the crown of the head. Don't come into your position and let the head fall down to where you're looking down at your springs. You want to be lifted, flexed, and elongated. Heels are lifted up high. You're going to initiate by pulling the abdominals back. You can see how I have just that little bit of engagement there. Pull the abdominals back, then the legs extend. Heels reach under. I stay in this flexed position so that I'm now reaching from flexed heels all through that back line of the body and out. Lift the heels again. Resist with the abdominals as you come in. Out, lower lift, resist as you come in. Out, lower lift, resist as you come in. Make sure that the shoulders stay down, the spine stays elongated, and that curve stays continuous from tailbone to the crown of the head. Then without taking your feet off the foot bar, you can grab onto the foot bar if you need to reach down and take off. I'm taking off my yellow, actually I'm going to take off my blue spring. So I take off one of my blue springs. Now, without changing where I'm sitting, I'm going to just adjust so that I'm now up tall up on my sits bones. The arms are going to reach back, and I'm going to open the chest and shoulders without flaring the ribs and arching the mid-back. So this is about opening the chest and shoulders. I want to make sure that I'm not leaning back on my arms because I want to work my postural muscles to keep myself lifted and tall, and I'm really working my hip flexors to keep myself lifted up here. Opening up through the chest and shoulders. I'm light on the fingertips, and now everything stays the same. It's that out, lower lift, and in and staying high. You want to make sure that you don't collapse when you come in. Out, lower lift, and up high up on your sits bones, tall spine. Out, lower lift, and in. Shoulders are down, collarbones are broad, the neck is long, the ribs are in. You're still initiating from the abdominals, reaching long through those heels, and then resisting with the abdominals. We do about 10 in each position. I'm now going to reach down, take my other blue spring off, so I'm left with just my 2 medium springs, my 2 yellow. So again, I'm going to stay sitting in the same place on my carriage, but I'm going to change my pelvic position so that I'm now leaning forward over my thighs. My arms come up into shoulder flexion, and I have a long spine now from my tailbone through the crown of my head. So this is a big stretch. This isn't about riding the carriage out and in. This is about stretching and then coming back in. So you want to imagine that you have a bar up here directly over your foot bar that you're holding onto with your hands. And now it's just out and in. We don't do the flex and lift. So you want to try to keep your hands in the same place over the foot bar, stretch, come back in, staying tall and lengthened. Try to keep the hands right there, stretch, and come back in. Heels stay lifted and high. Again, we would do about 5 to 10 of these. And now I'm not going to change my springs, and I'm going to stay in the same place, and I'm going to do my twist. So I press out, and I twist the torso, come back. I want to glue my heels together so that I know that my hips aren't shifting when I rotate. So my hips are glued together. The rotation is about the torso. It's not about throwing the arm back. So when you go out, it's not a big swing of the arm. That's not what this portion of the exercise is about. This is about stabilizing the hips and twisting the torso as much as you can. Heels are up high, they're glued together, and you come back in. Again, you would do about 5 to 10 of these. Come in, and then you can just take a nice, relaxing, deep stretch. Reach for your ankles, your calves, the foot bar, whatever you can reach to take that nice, big, just long stretch. Okay? I hope this helps you understand stomach massage series a little bit better, and I hope you enjoy your practice.